Hello, this is Gerald van Was. When you look at my videos or several videos, more and more you will get used to recognize also the letters in words and what kind of forms are related with that letter and what kind of orientations is in that letter and or how that does this orientation of ourselves focus upon these letters, because these focuses are fixed focuses and they have a context in time and space, and I have developed it how this works, how this balance actually works, a kind of yin and yang balance. And in this video I will explain the word needle, and I will compare it slightly also to, yeah, of course, also to need, because that's a part of that word, and with a ball for reasons you will notice in a moment. So I will also give you that opportunity to go back to that word and realize what is important there. And I'm not going to use the method that you puzzle, that you use as a puzzle, that you, but more the interpretation itself will be the basis of associations that you can derive more and more quickly from here onwards. And what do we recognize immediately in these words? Maybe it's always easy to have, yeah, it's like the general contextual frame. Where is it? Where are the vocals there? So, and the vocals are a very general association that we have in there. In ball, for instance, I will also use that one. We know that the focus is the foundation is built around the vocal of a, and in needle it's built around e. Now the funny thing is, and it's of course also with English, is that we also have a visible and a written down letter, but also a pronounced letter, and both of them are important to give us the right association. What is it about? We know that the ball is about the ball, as you can see there, so it is actually a very physical object. A is also about physical objects, but A is also the sound of stable objects. Now the ball is not exactly a stable point, because we associate it a little bit different on its own. It has a center focus, so in that way the A is correct. So we have that, if we have the theory and we use the theory to build up the orientation and to understand what kind of orientation we use in the word. There are three kinds of orientations. One we don't need the timing for, one we, because it's only about placements and about objective physicality, which the ball is. In A it's physical, it's a center point, and so on. So that way it is correct, but it's not all. So it's not just the ball. We associate the ball also with movement, with changes, and so on. So it can't be the only thing as an orientation. There should be something with at least some timing involved. But we know it is the focus itself is center point. It's around the center. It's a circle or ball. So in that way it is correct. But the pronunciation gives us an extra association that, okay, but there comes more to it. And so the A alone is actually our first focus, which we extend by the oral usage of context. That gives it an extra context. So if we have a kind of balance of a written down word with a different pronunciation, we know that it deals also with a larger context, and this context will be shown by this oral pronunciation. What do we hear is of course the focus on the eyes is direct. What we hear is indirect. So what is the indirect background context, or how do we use it? How are we going to use it? How are we going to associate it further than this stable thing? The ball doesn't remain stable. We know that there's some other features that are more important than the stability there. And the O association of A, which is a bit in between O and A, it is that adaptive form of A into the environment. I have described it more than often. O in the scheme is about timing. About what kind of timing? It's the timing in context. Timing in an environmental context, the direct associated, still physical world that involves also the timings and the changes and so on, so that you have to find the moment where things are happening. So it is this whole environment also with the ball. It's playing itself into an environment. You can't get it out of the environment. The ball is part of the association. The ball is not just as the stable object, a centralized object. The environment will be connected to it as well. And how is, of course, with the physical letters. The physical letters are the consonants. What are the consonants here? The B, which is the pressure, the vertical pressure, and the L is the physical, the becoming physical, the physicality. And this physicality with the double L especially will give a physicality to this pressure which can be in two directions, and this is also one of the features of ball. Physically, as a geometrical form, it is also pressured out, and that gets it into a physical form L. So now you understand L about ball. Now I add the needle to it. Needle is with E, the E or the A. A is about timing. So you have that context, I mean the direct association that timing or changes will involve. So we will have an attention not to a physical thing. In a way you could say, yeah, but the needle is just a physical thing. No, the needle, where we give attention to the needle, just look up the word needle as an image, you will immediately see it will not give a focus to the needle, it will give focus to what you do with it, in the timing, what you do, what kind of changes you make with it. So that is also in a context much more important. How do you do that? It's pronounced as E, so the E is that background. How do we use it? What will the context be used for this timing? The insertion, it's insert. The E is about insertion. I inserted at certain timings during all the kind of changes that I can handle. And how do you do that? Again, with the physical letters as well. But first, before to visualize it a little bit better, maybe it's good to know also, like, even if you visualize the frequencies and so on, the E is this very sharp, you can even make a form there that fits with this idea. And the E and the A, in that way, it can also be learned to recognize visually as frequencies as well. So when the E is E, here we write it down like this in the Dutch language, E instead of E. It's repeating itself, and it is becoming like a kind of repetition. With A, it has this continuation written as A, and you have this almost rhythm of repetition, that these frequencies occur more often in more moments and so on. So you can easily associate in that way. A is the timing, so you have this time schedule, and the background. E is that insertion. E are different insertions. In that way you can remember it. So the E written down as E, and pronounced as E, can be explained or understood in this way. Here it is. So that will be our main background around which we will build up the physical conditions for the needle. So the N, we know, is somewhere in the form, a placement which is not about placement but about timing. So in the placement which we will use in the form which we will have, I will have a moment where I have the choice that yes, here I will take it, and another one where I say no, here I will not take it, here I will, and the purpose is to take something out. So you take something out at the right moment. That's the N, that's always the N. It's like the content that you can take out. Oh yeah, I can use this content at this point. The D is more than that. Is also the right moment where you need to time something or to change something. I will give you an example also how you can remember it, how it is. But first here you have already, you see here the first part of the word already. You have this E, the N is that right moment in yes or no, in a way it's a yes part, and then the D will give it at some moment a focus in which I will start to give it a go at a certain point. And the needle will, the L, give it a physical form, and this physical form will be taken out. It's almost like the needle where you put a wire into it, and yes, you start to do something that at the right moment. And with the A in the background, it gives you a timed setting as well as a result. But I will give you a small example to show you the difference in the scheme also of the D, the N, or even the Y. This is on the first level of timing. The first level is about starting points. There are 3 different kinds of starting points in timing. The D is of course the starting point to start a timed schedule, as you can see there. From their moment on, in the physical starting point, their timing will start. With the N, it is, no, I'm already busy with the timing. I go for it, and I have that goal, and I have a push forward that I see, yes, I am already busy with timing it. And that's why it's also associated with the vertical. It's as if you already make that jump. Yes, I will take it out. I have something to time. I have something that is useful. I can give it a content. The Y then at the other end is the last part of the basics of timing. So you give it a goal. You have a goal already in your mind, and you focus upon the goal. It's all about focus. Every letter is about focus and nothing more than that. It's about focus, but you can also present it as forms, and you can realize it as forms. It's a bit more difficult, but you can do that. So with need, it will start with the N. So I have in the background a continuation of timing. I know when the moments are right to do something. And with the A, this timing will be present overall. And then I start initiative for the timing now in that order. With after this N, E, and D, I will make it physical. I will make it visible. While N and D are about timing, it's only in the end I can take something out that is also physical with the L, and that can also be arranged within a time schedule via the last letter, which is not pronounced but written the E, which is also saying for a while. And in that way, you can recognize the needle with its purpose. So it's not just the needle as a pointy object. No, the needle, the essence of the needle is not being a pointy object like a nail, which has that underneath. But here's this D, this push, and the A, the timing, so that you will also have in a timing that can be taken out as an idea that, as an idea is not, maybe as an idea that we can use, where we push our wire to it and make a form visible with physical results, while progressed upon time is something that is important to know and understand from needle. It's not just that pointy object, no, not at all. It's that object that is used for a certain purpose. The needle. I hope this was clear enough to realize again 2 more words and that you can learn it to understand. Thanks again, bye.